Okay, I think my camera's a little tilted, but maybe I'll just make this more interesting because I am not interesting. So this is a short introduction about me. Okay, my name is Deborah Koo. You can call me Deb when we're talking or communicating via email. And I don't know where to start. So let me start with this. For homework, one of your homework is to introduce yourself with a formal written intro about 2 paragraphs, or you can make a video introducing yourself. And I wrote down a few things that you can include, such as your interests, goals, why you are taking drawing class, and if you have ever taken a drawing class, etc., art class, what how did you get into taking drawing class? Is it required? Are you an AFA student? What's your favorite food? Do you eat breakfast? Anything that will help me and your peers get to know you. Okay, so you will be uploading your written or your video. You can get creative introduction on OneDrive, and this will be a way for this terribly detached asynchronous class to get to know each other. Okay, like the people in this class to get to know each other, and for me to kind of get to know you. You're always seeing my face via videos, and sometimes you get tired of looking at the same old face. So just I would encourage you. I really wish we could interact and such, but it's so hard. So at least a little bit of interaction with our peers is somewhat nice, okay, and warm and fuzzy. So anyways, my name is Deborah, and I have been teaching at Rowan Cabarrus Community College for about 3 years now. I came to Charlotte, North Carolina in January 2018. Before, I was in Korea getting my master's of fine arts, my MFA in Western painting at Ewha Women's University. I was born in Korea, but my family immigrated to the States when I was 5 to Wisconsin, and I've been living in throughout the country. Lived a little bit in California and mostly in Massachusetts for most of my life, minus the 5 years, and I won't tell you my age, etc. So I went to college, undergrad at Smith College in Northampton, Mass. And it's only for grad school that I lived in Korea for the next 3 years. So that was interesting because my Korean isn't that great. And even though I am Korean American, it was very, very interesting, just the cultural differences and similarities, and just being able to experience life again in my home country, my mother country. So let's see, about art. How did I get into art? I always enjoyed drawing as a young child. My brother, I tried to do everything that my brother did, and he really liked drawing. So I would always try to copy him, but he was always better at drawing than me. So I was like, well, I think I had kind of like, I always wanted to beat my brother. He's just a year older, but he was always better at things than me. So maybe I think that's how I got into drawing, but he was always better. But so never thought I would be an artist or go into arts or creative field until I took a drawing class my first year, second semester of college, and it was just so enjoyable. I wasn't good, but something about drawing after so many years, and I had come in just wanting to have drawing be a filler course, kind of easy, but it was so hard, so time consuming, but I had so much fun. And my drawing teacher, my drawing professor, was an artist named Jane Lund, Lund. You should look her up. Janelund. She was a visiting artist professor, but she was super talented, super quirky, and she just made me fall in love with drawing and art. So My parents weren't the most supportive of me, you know, having art as a career or majoring in it, but I don't know, I just felt like I had to do it. I didn't know what I would do with it, like, and I was fortunate enough in a ways where I had a lot of support from my parents in my education. That's also one thing, but so I'm super thankful. But so that's how it started, and you know, I dabbed in design, graphic design, architecture, but in the end, I chose painting, and I took painting, oil painting, for the first time my second year of college, and honestly, it was a total mess because I thought I was like a tiny bit good at drawing, and then I was like, oh, if I can draw, I can paint, but it was like, like mind blown, like all my colors are like gray and brown, and I was like, it's not the same thing as drawing. Like I can't control it because it's like with a brush. Um, and I struggled a lot, like grade wise, project wise, just everything. But for some reason, like I really wanted to get better at oil painting. And so painting one, painting two, I did painting two again with a different professor because I didn't do very well in my first painting two class. Painting three, took painting three again with a different professor, and finally my senior kind of seminar, uh, not thesis but seminar, where I made a few pieces, and that's when I kind of finally got the hang of painting, and I was so proud of myself. But I had this painting art studio major, and I hadn't told my parents, so they found out the day I graduated, and my poor mother, was like, she read the graduation sheet, like Deborah Koo, studio art, and she thought there had been a terrible mistake. So I had never told my parents because I was scared that they would never allow it. But I have a lot of things to be grateful for in the end, and I was fortunate enough to be able to go to graduate school in Korea, and um, and continue my art studies there. So that was very fun. And if you want to get to know more about what I do, I'm primarily an oil painter. And I have a studio in Charlotte. I'm also part of an artist collective called Goodyear Arts in Charlotte, so you can look that up as well. There's a group of amazing artists, not just painters or people who draw, but singers, dancers, poets, collage artists, illustrators, jewelry making, what is it? Jewelry smith, jewelry making. I feel like there's a word. Metal making. But if you ever want to learn more about the Charlotte art scene, Goodyear Arts is a huge one you should look into. My website is debkuart, right? debkuart.com. No, just kidding. My art website is debku.com, and you can view the kind of paintings I make. I wish I could show you this in person, but please take a look at this too.